So, question 28 says a right triangle is shown. It tells you there's a right angle. It also drew it in the picture. Which is the closest to the value of x? If you look at the information that you're provided, you're given an angle, a side, and you're trying to find another side. In general, if you're given the actual measurements of angles and sides, you're doing trigonometry. If you look at your angle, we have a 22-degree angle, and we should label our sides. X is opposite. This thing that I don't really care about is adjacent, and 15 is my hypotenuse. I want to select the trig function that has something to do with opposite and hypotenuse. If you remember your SOHCAHTOA, and this is on the formula sheet as well, SOHCAHTOA, you see that opposite and hypotenuse are in the first item. So we're going to say that the sine of 22 degrees is equal to, don't forget your equal sign, and don't forget that the order is important. So is SOH, which means that the O, which is my X, is on top, and the 15 is on the bottom. So you're sitting there, you're taking your SOL test, you take your calculator, and you're going to type in the sine of 22. But before you hit enter anything, you need to make sure that your mode is in degrees. So right now my calculator is in radian. I have to turn it into degree mode because I'm giving it a 22-degree angle. We'll remind you of this right before you take your test. But if you don't do it, every answer you give will be wrong on trig stuff. The sine of 22 is 0.37, and that'll be accurate enough for us. So we have 0.37 is equal to x over 15. Now I have a fraction on the right side, and my recommendation is to make the left side a fraction as well. You can take your decimal number, whatever it is, and put it over 1, and now you have a proportion. Take your proportion, you solve it by cross-multiplying. You get 1 times x is equal to 15 times 0.37. Well, 1 times x is just x, and then you use your calculator to do the right side, and that's going to be your answer. You have 15 times 0.37, and our answer is 5.55, which would be about 5.6. Answer choice D. Notice that when I rounded 0.3746 to 0.37, I underestimated it a little bit, so I'm a little under answer choice D. You could also just do 15 times the sine of 22, because that's what we did. We said sine of 22 was 0.37. If you type this in your calculator, you get 5.619, which is a little bit more accurate and is more closely aligned with the answers provided.